Sounds you hear at night that mean you are in danger. Yo, I sent a cowboy hat. Let me scroll up and see. Oh my. He was talking in the fucking future tense. You sly piece of shit. You fucking sly piece of shit. Which one? Which one of the ends? And then I think the orange one dead, but which one? Any preference? Black one? This nigga, bruh, of course I was hoping he would choose one with the 5-second timer. Well, let's might as well get into the fucking video while I'm hitting this. Sounds you hear at night that mean you're in danger.
Let's get right into it.
Shit, the only sound I want to hear at night is fucking jazz music playing off the TV.
Let's get right into it. Number 10, the skyquake. You're in bed on a clear, silent night. Then you hear it, a deep, single boom, as if the world's heaviest bowling ball was dropped miles away. Your windows rattle. Then, silence returns. Scientists call this a skyquake. It signals one of three things. First, a meteor airburst. When a space rock explodes in the atmosphere, it sends a massive shockwave for hundreds of miles. In 2013, a meteor exploded over Chelyabinsk, Russia. People heard the boom, looked outside, and saw a fireball. Then the shockwave hit. It shattered windows across 6 cities, injuring over 1,500 people, mostly from flying glass. Second, a sonic boom from a classified
What? Seems cool. Hell nah. What?
It sends a massive shockwave for hundreds of miles. In 2013, a meteor exploded over Chelyabinsk, Russia. People heard the boom, looked outside, and saw a fireball. Then the shockwave hit. It shattered windows across 6 cities, injuring over 1,500 people, mostly from flying glass. Second, a sonic boom from a classified military aircraft. Third, a major industrial accident, like a chemical plant exploding. A single boom with no storm is a mystery. Don't go back to sleep. Check the news. If you look outside, stand in a doorway, not near a window. The Chelyabinsk victims weren't hurt by the meteor. They were hurt by their own windows. They heard the boom, walked over to investigate, and the shockwave arrived while their faces were inches from the glass. Number 9, the avalanche crack. You're camping on a snowy mountain in the middle of the night. You hear a sharp, loud crack, like a giant tree trunk snapping in half. Then silence. That sound might save your life. It's called a whoomph, the exact sound of the snowpack fracturing directly underneath you. Mountain snow is like an unstable layered cake. When heavy top layers overwhelm weak layers below, the structure collapses. The whoomph is the millisecond it begins. The fracture travels through the snow like a shockwave. Within seconds, millions of tons of snow will be moving at 200 miles per hour. You cannot outrun it. That crack is the warning. If you hear it, get off the slope immediately. Move sideways, not downhill, and get behind a massive rock outcropping. What comes next is a wall of snow that buries everything. When it stops, it compacts like concrete. Your air pocket will last approximately 15 minutes. After that, your chances of survival drop dramatically.
Hey, if I ever get caught up in a snowstorm, bitch, know somebody put me there, because I wouldn't go there for no reason.
Number 8, gravel crunching at 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. You hear the unmistakable crunch.
Somebody's outside.
Bunch of gravel outside your bedroom window. For centuries, gravel was a highly effective security system. Feudal Japanese lords used special nightingale floors designed to squeak and crunch, alerting them to any intruder. A raccoon doesn't crunch gravel like a 180-pound person. A human sound is deeper, slower, and more deliberate. Someone who belongs there moves with purpose, but someone trying to be quiet slows down, taking careful, calculated steps. Ironically, this slow, careful crunching is more rhythmic and noticeable than a normal walking pace. The more careful they try to be, the more obvious they sound to a quiet house. If you hear slow, evenly spaced crunching outside at 2 a.m., it's not an animal. Animals scurry. It's not the wind. Wind doesn't have a stride. It is
I told you it was somebody outside.
Taking careful, calculated steps. Ironically, this slow, careful crunching is more rhythmic and noticeable than a normal walking pace. The more careful they try to be, the more obvious they sound to a quiet house. If you hear slow, evenly spaced crunching outside at 2 a.m., it's not an animal. Animals scurry. It's not the wind. Wind doesn't have a stride. It is something with significant weight, walking slowly and intentionally toward your house. Number 7, the cassowary boom. You're camping in the Australian rainforest. It's pitch dark. You feel something strange. Not a sound, but a feeling. A deep, low rumble vibrates through your chest, like a subwoofer inside your ribcage. cage. You look around. Nothing. That's the cassowary boom, and not seeing what made it is the problem. The cassowary is technically a bird, but that's like calling a great white shark a fish. It stands 6 feet tall, weighs 160 pounds, and has a 5-inch dagger-shaped claw on each foot. Scientists...
That bitch sound like a velociraptor, bitch.
Let's call it a living dinosaur. Cassowaries produce
That bitch sound
infrasound,
like a
a frequency so
velociraptor.
low you feel it more than you hear it. It travels perfectly through dense foliage. By the time you feel it vibrating in your chest, the animal is dangerously close, and cassowaries are aggressive. They kick with dagger claws aimed at vital organs. One kick can be fatal. There are confirmed human deaths on record. If your chest starts vibrating in the dark, back away slowly. Somewhere in the trees, a 6-foot dinosaur with knives for feet is watching you. Number 6. Humming electrical sound near water. If you hear a low humming or buzzing near a pool, lake dock, or even a large puddle at night, stop moving. Do not touch anything. When electricity leaks into water, you cannot see it. The water looks normal. It does not bubble or glow, but it will kill you. This is called electric shock drowning. The humming sound means electricity is actively moving through something it should not be. Someone jumps into a pool, feels a strange tingling, and assumes it is a cramp. That tingling is alternating current causing muscle paralysis. A paralyzed person in water drowns. They do not get electrocuted with sparks like in movies. They just quietly slip under the surface. If you are already in the water when you hear the hum, do not swim normally. Tuck your body in and move away. If someone else is in trouble, do not jump in after them. You will become the second victim. Call emergency services and cut the power at the main breaker. The hum is a warning. Listen to it. Number 5. Absolute forest silence. You're camping deep in the woods. The crickets and frogs are loud. The forest is alive. Then suddenly, nothing. Complete absolute silence. That silence is a blaring alarm. Every small creature in that forest just heard or smelled something big, something that eats them. Their survival instinct kicked in instantly. Crickets and frogs are snacks, and snacks don't make noise when an apex predator walks by.
The one I am going to remember, though, for shit show is hearing the like, space steps outside. Different from an animal. From an animal and human. I'm going to definitely remember that shit. And the water one, though.
Think of a noisy restaurant going completely quiet when a dangerous person walks in. A wave of silence moves through the forest ahead of a predator like a shadow. A mountain lion or a bear can trigger this from hundreds of feet away. The smaller animals sense it and agree to shut up. If the woods go quiet, the predator is close enough that the animals near you just got the memo. Do not investigate. Stay near your fire. Stand up and make noise. The silence usually lasts a few minutes, meaning the danger has passed. But if it continues, the threat hasn't left. Number 4. The Death Watch beetle click. You're asleep in a quiet house. A strange rhythmic noise breaks the silence. Tick, tick, tick. It's coming from inside your walls. For centuries, people believed this sound meant someone in the house was about to die. They called the insect responsible the Death Watch beetle. They were right to be scared, but for structural, not supernatural reasons. The Death Watch beetle tunnels for years through the hidden wood in your walls, your main support beams, your floor joists. To attract a mate, it bangs its head against the wood. That is the ticking sound. A beetle, deep inside your wall, repeatedly headbutting the wood your roof sits on. By the time you hear it, the damage is advanced. The beetle infests wood already softened by moisture and rot. That ticking confirms your support beams may be hollowed out from the inside. The damage is entirely invisible until it's too late. If you hear ticking in your walls, call a structural engineer. The people who named this beetle weren't wrong. Something in your house is dying. Number 3. The canyon flash flood roar. You're camping in a dry desert canyon on a clear night. Then you hear it. A deep rumbling roar that's getting louder, fast. It sounds exactly like a freight train, but there are no tracks for miles. Somewhere upstream, perhaps 20 miles away, a storm you never saw has dumped massive amounts of rain. That water has funneled into the narrow canyon, picking up speed, rocks, and entire trees. Now, a wall of water the height of a building is rushing towards you at 30 miles per hour. It sounds like a freight train because it basically is one, with tons of water and boulders grinding against the canyon walls. By the time it sounds close, it's almost on top of you. You have maybe 60 seconds. If you hear that roar in a canyon, do not grab your tent. Run straight up the canyon walls. Not downstream, not upstream. Up. Survivors say the water went from nothing to over their heads in under 10 seconds. The most dangerous part of a flash flood is that the night before, the weather was probably beautiful. Number 2. The hissing battery. You hear a strange hissing sound from your garage at night. It's not a snake or a leaky tire. Your electric car's battery is venting. Lithium-ion batteries are thousands of tiny chemical reactors. When one fails, it overheats the cell next to it, starting an unstoppable chain reaction called thermal runaway. The hissing is the battery releasing a pressurized cocktail of toxic flammable gas. Hydrogen fluoride and carbon monoxide can damage your lungs, or knock you unconscious before a fire even starts. An EV battery fire doesn't just burn, it explodes, reignites, and can last for hours, taking over 30,000 gallons of water to extinguish. One Tesla fire reignited 3 times after firefighters thought it was out. When you hear that hiss, get everyone out of the house immediately. Do not open the garage to investigate. Do not grab anything. Just leave. Call 911 from a safe distance. That hissing is the battery's polite warning before your garage becomes a chemical volcano. Number 1. The breathing you didn't make. You're in bed. The room is dark and quiet. Suddenly you hear breathing, slow and steady. You assume it's yours. force. You hold your breath. The breathing keeps going. Your heart rate doubles. Your brain's primal fear center fires an alarm before you can form a single logical thought. This sound is dangerous because it's easy to dismiss. Our brains filter out background noise, and it may have heard this breathing already, deciding it wasn't important until now. In 2008, a woman in Japan discovered a man had been living in her home for a year, sleeping in a storage space above her closet. She only found out after setting up a hidden camera when food went missing. He was there the whole time, breathing. If you hold your breath and the breathing continues, do this. First, do not announce you heard something. Don't say hello into the dark. Second, if you can, get out of the room immediately. Do not investigate. Get to safety and call for help. Third, if you can't get out, make noise. Turn on the lights. Yell. Intruders rely on silence and darkness. Remove both. Your brain will try to explain it away. Don't listen. That's all for today.
Wow.
I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.
Wow. Hey, stay safe out there, man. Real shit.